So I went today to the fruit stand and I got 40 pounds of cherries. And I forget which kind these are. I don't think these are Bings. I forget what she told me they were. And then I got the Rainiers. So I have one bowl here and another bowl I'm in the process of filling up. But I thought I'd just show you real quick what I use to pit my cherries. Now, I will say this with the caveat that this is not 100%. So I know that anything we're eating that I make with these cherries, we need to be cognizant of the fact that there could be pits in there. I do try to go as slow as possible so that I know that I'm getting the pits out, but that's the hazards of anything with a pit. So anyway, I'm gonna keep on going here. So last year, Eric kept bringing me cherries and cherries and cherries. And about the last 3 boxes, I finally went to the store and invested in one of these cherry pitters, and it is amazing. I love it. It goes so quick. So I just clean my cherries. I take the stems off. I take a look at them real quick to make sure that spots don't need cut, or maybe I just need to throw the whole cherry away. And I fill up the hopper, and then I just kind of take my time going through and making sure that each one gets stabbed by the pitter. But look at that. Isn't that fantastic? I love it. So I am going to continue filling up my bowls, and it is, let's see, it's almost 8:30 in the evening. So my plan is to finish pitting the cherries, and then tomorrow I'm going to come back and I'm going to start processing them. I know that I'm going to be doing just some plain cherries in syrup, and I'm also going to be doing some pickled cherries, and I'll bring you along for both of those and anything else that I might have a hair and decide that I want to do. So I'll see you tomorrow morning. The 40 pounds of cherries are now washed, stemmed, and pitted. They sat in the fridge overnight, so there's a little bit of discoloration to the cherries, but I'm really not going to worry about that too much. The taste will be just fine. So the first recipe that I'm going to be doing is coming out of this book, and it is going to be on page 155, and I'm going to be doing the spirited cherries. So I have done brandied cherries in the past. I think it calls for quite a bit of brandy when I did that recipe. I don't really like a strong alcohol flavor. I like a faint alcohol flavor. So I think when I was reading this, it's going to call, let's see, it's going to make about 7 of the 1 cup jars. And you're going to use a cup of sugar, 2 cups of water, and 7 cups of cherries. And then per jar, you're going to add in a tablespoon of rum, brandy, or vodka, or 1.5 teaspoons of Kirsch cherry brandy or amaretto. So what I did was I really like that amaretto flavor, just like I showed you in that cherry jam that we made the other day. So I picked up another bottle of amaretto, and I'm going to use that for my spirits in some of the jars. And then I also picked up a bottle of rum, and I have some brandy in the cupboard. So I'm going to do a little bit of each of those flavors, and then when we open them up, I will find out which one I like the best, or fingers crossed, maybe we'll like all of them, and that'll become something that I do year after year. So let's see, how many jars do I have in there? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13. Yep, 13 jars. So I'm going to go ahead and double this recipe. So let's see. So that means I'm going to need 2 cups of sugar. And I have kind of a big pot here. This is going to be kind of my go-to for all of my things that I'm making with the cherries. So I know I'm going to be doing the spirited cherries. And I know that I'm going to be doing the pickled cherries. However, I will say I went to the grocery store this morning, put on my grocery list to get vinegar, and do you think that I remembered it? No, I got to the grocery store and I thought, I don't really want to do all of this shopping. I'm just going to get the things I know that I have to have. And of course I forgot the vinegar. So today I will not be doing the pickled cherries. I'm going to be doing the spirited cherries, and then the rest will probably just go into cherries and syrup until I get an opportunity on my next couple of days off to buy some more cherries and do the pickled cherries. But when I do those, I'll definitely bring you along. So now we need 4 cups of water. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that in my pot, and I will bring you back once I'm ready. So what I've done is I got the sugar and the water dissolved, and then I filled up all of my little jars with cherries to make sure that I had enough to fill the jars. And now I just need to get them heated through. It says to get to boiling and boil for 5 minutes. So that's what I'm going to do. And when we are jarring them up, you will be back. So the cherries are all heated through. At least I think they are. I didn't quite go 5 minutes. And you know, I don't really want the cherries to get too mushy, so I don't want to go for too long. But while I was heating up the cherries, what I did was I filled the first 4 with a teaspoon and a half of amaretto, and then the next 4 I put in a tablespoon of rum, and the last 5 I put in a tablespoon of brandy. And then when I got my lids warming up, I don't know how well the marker will stay on there, but I use my permanent marker that I write on after I get done canning, and wrote A, R, and B on the lids. So hopefully that will be enough to be able to tell which ones are which. Otherwise it might just be a surprise every time we're opening them up. So let me get a slotted spoon. Start getting these. I just love the difference in color of the cherries. Can you let me get the spoon kind of out of the way? I don't know which way. There. Yeah, isn't that pretty? I just think that difference is very nice. I like the looks of that. So I'm really not going to worry too much about which cherries I get in which jar. I'm just going to be pulling them out, and as I get them is what I get. So some of them I'll have more red than yellow and whatnot, but that's okay. And this says, the directions say to go within a generous 1/2 inch. So I want to try not to pack them too full of cherries. I did throw in a couple of extra cherries after I got them on the stove because I didn't want them to, you know, when you cook your fruits and veggies, they tend to kind of shrink a little bit, and I want enough to be able to fill all of my jars. So I did throw in a handful more of cherries just to make sure that I have enough. Might need to take a couple out of that one. I was thinking when I was doing this that some vanilla might go really well in here as well. But I think I'm gonna wait because when I do my vanilla, I kind of have a mix of alcohols in there, so I don't know how well that would turn out. It might be fine, who knows, but I thought, oh, I'll wait and I'll just see how well I like these as the recipe calls, and then I can always tweak it next time. And the other thing I thought of which is exciting for me, is Becca's has driver's ed today. So the nice thing about that is it's a 2-hour-long class for her. And I usually go to my mom's and visit with her while she's doing her class. But I thought, I can run in and get some vinegar while she's doing that. And then when we get done with driver's ed, then I can come home and can the pickled cherries. So I will get the pickled cherries in today. That was pretty exciting to me. All right, so let's see here. We do have a couple of cherries left over in here. There might be a few more than what I actually need, but kind of divvy that around the ones that look like they can use a few more. Because I'm sure once I get the brine in and then I debubble, there will be spots that need filled. So that should be okay. All right, let's start. Oh yeah, you guys can't see that. Let's start putting some syrup in there. Oh, I was also going to tell you guys, I did end up adding another, I tripled the brine. I do not like running out of brine, and I thought that I would rather prefer to have too much than to not have enough. So I went ahead and I did 3 cups of sugar and 6 cups of water. And then maybe what I'll do tonight, we'll see how I feel. But you know, now this syrup in here has all that cherry flavoring in there. So maybe I'll just let it cool while I'm at driver's ed, and when I get home, we can have a little drink. Add in a little bit of the rum or the brandy and see how that tastes. Or the amaretto. I just love that. That amaretto just has such a great smell and flavor to it, to me. I really like it. All right, so I have a scoop in each one. I'm gonna go ahead, and I forgot to get my debubbler out. Let me grab that. We're just gonna start debubbling these guys. And then we can add some, I might need that. Add some more brine once we move those around. Now the original recipe does, when it first starts giving the directions, it does recommend using non-pitted cherries. I don't know why I have such an aversion to that, but I do. I really don't like the thought of, you know, pulling these out, going to somebody's house for a nice dinner and pulling these out and then spitting pits. I don't know why. I don't think it really makes a difference, does it? No. But I pitted them. It does say on the sidebar that you can, you know, but when it does the recipe, it does call for unpitted cherries. So if you don't want to take the time to pit them, then by all means, don't pit them. The recipe doesn't even call for it. I'm going to just go through here and fill these up to a 1/2 inch. Our those pretty? Can you guys see those? You can, but they definitely, that one need a little bit more. Yeah, actually it does. It looks like it's way off compared to all the others. There we go. Don't mind the guard dog. You know she's ferocious. All right, and these are so sticky. Make sure that you get them really, really clean. They are very, very sticky. In fact, my hands are too. I kind of feel like I need to go rinse my hands real quick. I think I'm going to do that. All right, A for amaretto. I'm going to get my, oh, look at that, just about perfect. There we go, I'll bring it in for a close-up. Oh, aren't those pretty? Want to smell them? Oh my goodness. Oh, you guys, I can't wait. It just smells so good, that amaretto. Yum. Well, I am sure you guys don't want to watch me just wiping these up. You guys know the drill. I'm gonna wipe all these, make sure they're nice and clean, get the lids and the rings on, and then let me tell you how long they're gonna be canning for. Let's see, if you're above 1,000 feet, it's gonna be for 10 minutes. But since I am above 1,000 feet, it's going to be 15 for me. So I'm going to finish working on these, get them in the canner, and I will show you the finished product. And there they are, fresh out of the canner. Aren't they pretty? All right, so the spirited cherries are done for the night. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. Have a great day. Ping, ping, ping.